February 2003. The Antwerp Diamond Center in Belgium. This building is the Fort Knox of the diamond industry. 80% of the world's rough diamonds pass through here. 2 floors underground, there is a vault. It is protected by a lock with 100 million possible combinations. It has seismic sensors that can feel footsteps. It has magnetic fields. It has heat sensors that can detect the warmth of a human body. It is considered impenetrable. Yet, on a Monday morning, the guards opened the heavy steel doors and found the floor covered in diamonds, gold, and empty velvet boxes. $100 million worth of gems were gone. The police were baffled. There was no explosion, no tunnel, no hostages. The thieves didn't use lasers or high-tech gadgets. They used a can of hairspray, a roll of duct tape, and a half-eaten sandwich. Welcome back to Sketchy Crimes. We have seen Frank Morris dig out of Alcatraz with a spoon. We have seen D.B. Cooper jump out of a jet with a parachute. But today, we are looking at the most elegant crime in history. This is the story of the Antwerp Diamond Heist. It plays like a Hollywood movie, but the ending, well, the ending is purely ridiculous. Because while it takes a genius to break into a vault, it only takes one idiot to get everyone caught. Meet Leonardo Notarbartolo. He doesn't look like a criminal. He looks like a businessman. He wears Italian suits, drinks espresso, and has a charming smile. He isn't a violent man. He is a thief, but he considers himself an artist. He is the leader of a group called the School of Turin. Leonardo's plan started 3 years before the heist. He didn't break in. He was invited in. He rented a small office inside the Diamond Center. He posed as a diamond merchant. He bought stones, he sold stones, he shook hands with the guards. He became a familiar face. But Leonardo wasn't selling diamonds. He was scanning. He had a tiny camera hidden in his pen. Every time he visited the vault to deposit his inventory, he was recording. He memorized the layout. He counted the steps. He saw where the sensors were. But he couldn't do it alone. He needed a team of specialists. And this team sounds like a comic book roster. First, there was the monster. He was a giant of a man, a genius with electronics and alarms. Then, the king of keys. An old man who could duplicate any key just by looking at a photograph of it. And finally, Speedy. Remember this name. Speedy was the anxiety-ridden, nervous friend. The guy who sweats too much. He is important later. The target was the main vault 2 floors underground. Let's look at what they were up against. This security system was a nightmare. First, the door. A 3-ton steel beast with a wheel that had to be spun to a specific combination, and a foot-long key. Second, the magnetic field. The door had 2 metal plates. If the magnetic connection between them was broken while the alarm was on, the police would be there in 2 minutes. Third, the seismic sensors. Microphones in the vault that could hear drilling or hammering. Fourth, the motion detectors. And finally, the heat sensor. This was the killer. It scanned the room for body heat. If you walked in, it would see you. It was perfect. Or so the Belgians thought. Leonardo took the footage back to Italy. The team built a full-scale replica of the vault in a warehouse. They practiced. They argued. They drank coffee. And they found a solution for everything. But their solutions were weirdly simple. The weekend of February 15th, 2003. The World Tennis Championship was happening in Antwerp. The city was distracted. The building was empty. Leonardo stayed outside in a getaway car, listening to a police scanner. The monster, the king of keys, and Speedy broke into the building through a garden terrace. They covered the security cameras with black plastic bags. But not just any bags. They used bags to hide their movements. And tennis balls. Yes, they stuck tennis balls on the camera lenses. They reached the vault door. The king of keys had done his job. During his visits, Leonardo had managed to get a quick video of the key hanging in the guard's room. From that blurry video, the king made a perfect duplicate. The combination dial? Leonardo had figured that out too, or maybe he bought it. The door clicked open. But now, the lights were off. They were standing in pitch-black darkness. Step 1. The magnetic field. The monster knew that when you open the door, the magnets separate, triggering the alarm. So, he took 2 simple pieces of aluminum bent into a specific shape and double-sided tape. He taped the aluminum over the magnetic contacts. Now, the system thought the door was still closed, even though they had opened it. Genius. Step 2. The heat sensor. This is my favorite part. How do you beat a sensor that sees heat? Do you wear a sophisticated cooling suit? No. They used a can of women's hairspray. The monster sprayed a thick cloud of hairspray over the sensor. The mist created a temporary film that blinded the sensor. It couldn't see the heat anymore. Cost of the tool: $3. They were in. The monster bypassed the seismic sensors with simple styrofoam boxes over the detectors. Now, the fun part. The King of Keys took out a homemade tool. It looked like a rake. In the dark, he started popping open the safety deposit boxes. Crack, crack, crack. They worked for hours. They opened 109 boxes. They were emptying diamonds into duffel bags, gold bars, necklaces, cash. It was so much wealth that they couldn't carry it all. They had to leave half of it on the floor. They were literally walking on diamonds. They left the vault at 5 a.m. They cleaned up. They took their tapes. They closed the door. The security system still showed all clear. They drove away with $100 million in the trunk. The perfect crime. Leonardo Notarbartolo was about to become a legend. But remember Speedy? The nervous guy? This is where the story turns into a tragedy. The team was driving back to Italy. They were on the highway. Speedy was holding a garbage bag. Inside the bag was the trash from the heist. The empty cans of hairspray, the duct tape rolls, the sandwich wrappers, and the receipt for the video surveillance system they bought. Leonardo told him, "Burn it. When we stop, burn it all." But Speedy was having a panic attack. He was paranoid. He thought every car was a police car. When they pulled over near a forest in Belgium, Speedy grabbed the bag. But he didn't burn it. He was too scared to start a fire. He just threw the bag into the bushes and ran back to the car. Leonardo asked, "Did you burn it?" Speedy lied. "Yes, it's gone." A few days later, a local farmer found the trash on his land. He thought it was just litter teenagers left behind. He called the police because he was annoyed about the mess. The police looked inside. They found an envelope from the Diamond Center. They found the hairspray. And they found a half-eaten salami sandwich. They ran the DNA on the sandwich. It matched a known associate of Leonardo Notarbartolo. The police raided Leonardo's house in Italy. They found the duplicate key. They found evidence. The perfect crime unraveled because of a sandwich and a nervous breakdown. Leonardo was arrested and sentenced to 10 years. He never gave up his team. The police eventually caught some of them, but not all. But here is the kicker. The police only recovered a tiny fraction of the loot. Over $80 million in diamonds are still missing. In interviews, Leonardo claims the heist was actually an insurance fraud set up by the diamond merchants themselves, and that the boxes were already empty. Is he lying? Or is the loot buried somewhere in an Italian forest? So, what do you think? Was it brilliance, or just luck? And where are the diamonds? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching a high-tech vault get defeated by hairspray, hit that subscribe button. Next time on Sketchy Crimes, we are trading diamonds for secrets. We are diving into World War II for a story about a dead body that fooled Hitler. It's time for Operation Mincemeat. Thanks for watching.